You are now listening to the Pushing Buttons Podcast, the weekly video game podcast where we talk about ideas, concepts, opinions, and experiences within the video game industry, which we all love so much. My name is Kevin.
My name is Robert.
And this is your family-friendly host, Kyle.
And we love video games in a family-friendly way, apparently. I guess that is why I've been editing every episode, because we're trying to keep it...
I'm making special effort today.
Thank you. I listened to last week's episode today,
Yes.
and it was like, you, me, you, in order of swears.
Oh, I thought you meant just talking.
No, that's me. Me. that's all me. Sometimes we do talk about video games. Before we get to that, I want to thank you guys for listening. However you're listening, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Twitter at PushingButtonsP. Visit the website. We might get some cool stuff on there at some point. PushingButtonsPodcast.com.
I implore you, please talk to us. We want to hear you guys specifically. If you have something to share, we'll probably mention you on the show.
Absolutely.
That's how desperate we are.
Special acknowledgement.
You'll get credits in the podcast title too.
That's not going to happen. Don't hold me accountable to that. Anyway, how have you guys enjoyed your last 7 days on this earth? Not your final 7 days, but your previous 7 days.
That sounded very serious. I was
Yeah,
worried
I know.
I mean,
did
I
it.
could probably tell you more about that.
Let's just go into about how your week went last week.
My week was excellent.
Cool. What'd you do?
I'm learning Japanese.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. I've been using a couple apps on my phone. Not like serious, but
Casual.
casual. Yeah,
Gotcha.
because
I thought you meant like humorous apps to try to. They're not serious.
well, there was one that was pretty humorous.
Okay.
Because it would make like the hiragana look like different animals, and one was like moo. Think of a cow farting mustard gas.
Okay,
That's actually what it said.
oddly specific.
But
But
no,
if it's helping, then
I haven't been using that one. That was
Okay.
something I saw
So what
once
can
and
you
found
say?
funny. Duolingo is the first app, and then Drops is the second app.
I've used Duolingo.
Oh, which language did you learn?
Spanish.
Nice. Are you fluent?
No.
That's not good.
binary 0010100 1110101.
Kevin's fluent in binary, apparently.
I'm not fluent. I used to know how to translate zeros and ones into numbers and letters and then make a string of characters out of it, but that was back in high school. What do you know so far in Japanese?
Basically, I'm still learning the hiragana, the symbols.
But you know hiragana,
Yeah,
the
like-
word.
Well,
So you've
hiragana
learned
is just the name of
their
their
alphabet.
letter system.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I know quite a few food words.
Oh, those are important.
So,
Ramen.
well, not that one specifically. Like knife is knaifu.
Knife.
Fork is forku.
Well,
And spoon is
family
spoon.
friendly. Okay.
Yeah, well, I was trying. I'm sorry I failed. You might have to...
Robert gets to slap you now. I'm just kidding. You didn't actually say anything. Don't slap him.
Asagohan is breakfast, which we all enjoyed last weekend.
Breakfast is good. I had the best chicken fried steak of my life.
We all went to Hot Jack's on our weekend off, and man, that was some great food.
I enjoyed it
Mhm.
pretty thoroughly.
I got myself the classic Benedict eggs and ham.
I thought you got a Cali Benedict.
Or, pardon me, yeah, Cali. with
Yeah, it had the avocado on it.
And the bacon.
Yeah.
Oh,
It looks
that was
good.
And then a giant cup of black coffee, and I'm there, man.
Oh, yeah.
And then Robert had something delicious that I can't remember because it was so awesome.
It was a skillet.
This is
right.
breakfast
It was
podcast.
the Porkapalooza.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember that name.
Yeah. With the smashed potatoes.
Smashed potatoes.
Yeah. I tried to get some iced tea, but that didn't happen. They weren't feeling me getting iced tea. So, like, here's a lemonade instead.
But, yeah, I've been learning here and there, like, basically colors like Ao is blue and Shiro is white. And, yeah, just mainly it's
That's
the
real cool.
hiragana. Once you learn that, you can make words up.
Just because you wanted to learn, or something specific?
Well, Mariah and I were talking about maybe taking a trip to Japan.
That'd be really cool.
I've always wanted to go. It's on my bucket list because Japan is awesome. The food there looks so delicious. Every time I watch anime and they cook, I'm like, I want that food in my belly.
Whenever someone says bucket list, it makes me think of that line in 30 Rock where Tracy Morgan says, I have so many things left on my bucket list. I have so many buckets I need to buy.
Whenever people say bucket list, I think of the movie with Morgan Freeman and
Most people do.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. Most people think of that movie.
Two grumpy
I
old
tried
men.
so hard.
Is it Grumpy Old Men?
No,
It was
bucket
list.
Oh, it's actually called Bucket List?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that now. That's right. I was thinking of the...
And
Grumpy
we're
Old
caught
Men.
up.
I've never seen it, but I always picture the cover when people say bucket list.
Did you do anything else this last week?
Well, aside from that, gaming-wise, wow. But some cool things happened, finally, in it. I started raiding.
Nice.
And through it, I found a guild.
Ooh.
And I'm in the process of joining them, which hasn't happened in a long time. I just had a really good vibe from them, and I feel like these people share the same goals as I do. Like, they just want to play and get the content done.
I'm actually surprised that you haven't been in a guild, like in a good guild that you've enjoyed playing with this whole time, just because that's the only reason that I could see playing an MMO.
It was so hard to find a group of people that don't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Because in WoW, it's like very elitist. The community is like very strict.
Pretty much every online community for video games is that way now.
But it was great. We raided together last week, and last night we finally killed the first, raid boss, the final one.
Nice.
On normal difficulty. So we cleared it. And now we're on heroic difficulty. We're 2 bosses down out of 7.
Oh, cool.
So we're making progress. We're doing it again on Wednesday. Looking forward to it.
Fun stuff.
Very nice.
Yeah. My hunter's getting really geared. I'm getting close to exalted with all the reps. So I'm pretty much nearing the end of, the current content.
Yeah.
Just gotta wait for the next patch now, which should be in like December.
Cool.
But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, I've been really enjoying myself
That's good.
with
Good
the
to hear.
guild again. Like, it's been a long time. That's
Nice.
about it.
What about you, Robert?
Let's see. Gaming wise, I finished the Hearts of Stone DLC on The Witcher. I started the second final one, which is Blood and Wine. That one is such a departure from the main game. It's kind of like how when I was describing the Assassin's Creed one earlier, the Valley of the Pharaohs or whatever.
Oh, yep.
How different it was from the main game.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Blood and Wine.
Curse of the Pharaohs.
Curse of the Pharaohs. Thank you.
That's it.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
And it's because it's actually a whole new land. It's not just new quests taking place in there. And it's like modeled after France and all that. So it's like the complete opposite. It's all sunny, pastel colors, stuff like that. And
Cool.
it's really fun. I'm having a lot of fun with that. I don't think I talked about it last time, but beat Spider-Man.
You did mention it.
Did I?
Yeah.
And I 100%ed it.
Nice.
I know that I didn't mention.
Right.
Finally got that last trophy.
Feels good, doesn't it?
It does. It is the easiest 100%er game I've played in years.
They don't make you go out of your way too much.
Yeah, most of it's just from natural playing, and I enjoyed it a lot. The thing about that game is it's the first game in a long time where I haven't wanted it to end.
Yeah.
Like, now that I'm done playing, it's like I just want to go home and just keep swinging around. It's like I wish there was more to
Just
do.
keep swinging.
So I'm so excited for the DLC to have more stuff to do.
I'm excited for that DLC
Yeah.
too, those are words that I never thought I would say.
Right?
I'm excited for the DLC.
Yeah, this is a really significant moment for you to say something like that. Because you're so against the idea of DLC, and
Especially like pre-announced and
season passes.
season passes in particular.
Yeah.
Especially in the case of like Destiny 2 where the season pass doesn't include everything.
Yeah, no kidding.
Anyway.
But yeah, so I'm excited for that, and that really was a great game. I was super happy with that game.
Yes.
And then yesterday, as of recording, yesterday was Sunday, I wanted to play something, like I've been playing The Witcher for a long time now, and I'm like, I want to play something else, but I also want to finish it, so I was like, I'm just going to start another second game since
Okay.
Spider-Man's over. And
Piqued my interest.
it was either going to be, I know you guys are going to hate me for the choice I made, it was either going to be God of War, or it was going to be Tomb Raider.
I don't hate
I
you.
I chose Tomb Raider.
I don't hate you.
I don't blame you. You just bought it, so it makes sense.
No, I'm the first one, the reboot from.
Oh, I thought you meant the
I can't
third
play
one.
the third one without playing the first two.
Oh, cool.
So-
I'm actually more excited about that choice.
I'm not more excited, but I'm also not disappointed.
Okay. I know you guys have been wanting me to play God of War, and
Yeah, you can play it whenever you want
I
to play
really
it.
do want to play it, but
There's no hurry.
Yeah, I was so excited to play Shadow of the Tomb Raider that I want to play the other two, and so I can get to it. But I played that for most of the day yesterday. I think I made it about 3/4 of the way through. I think
Nice.
maybe half to 3/4.
Yeah, it's not a very long game.
But so I'm really enjoying that. I got well past the part I quit years ago. So
It was a pretty good game. I never finished it, but what I did play, I played actually probably about 90% of the story of it.
oh wow,
It was good, just not good enough for me to shut up, computer, for me to care to finish.
gotcha. Yeah, so I started that, and that's about it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, my computer's just interrupting me like a lot.
What is that?
It's updates and stuff, telling me I need to update my drivers and whatnot. I had a pretty marvelous weekend.
Yes, I want to hear about this.
So, like I told you guys, you two, I did finish Spider-Man as well. I finished that on Thursday last week. I have one trophy left to get, and then I will have gotten the platinum as well. And it's the hidden landmarks that you got to take pictures of. That's the only one that I feel like you have to go out of your way in the game to get. Everything else you just get while you're playing. All the other trophies. Fantastic game. My gripe with it is the boss battles. They're very, very simple. Very simple. But it's not disappointing because the story makes up for it. Got me to watch Spider-Man Homecoming. Borrowed that from Robert. Had never seen that movie before. And Ashley and I watched it together.
What'd you think?
And it was really good. It was really good. I enjoyed it a heck of a lot. So the next day we watched Black Panther.
Nice.
Oh, you're
I started watching that this weekend too. Again.
Yeah, that was. I thought it just because of how much I had heard about it being such a great movie. My expectations were through the roof, and it didn't meet those expectations.
Right.
So I kind of felt disappointed when I was watching it. But thinking back on it, it was a really good movie. It really was. The atmosphere, it was true to what it was trying to be.
Right.
The entire time. Even the music was great because it was.
I love the music.
Yeah, it was like tribal African mixed with hip hop in a lot of the transition scenes. It was great. It was fantastic. So then we watched Thor Ragnarok.
Yes.
I bet you love that.
That was a great movie.
Yeah.
I liked the other two Thor movies, but they can't touch this one.
Yeah, in regards to the style of the movie,
it felt like Guardians of the
fun.
Galaxy.
It was more fun.
It felt like Guardians of the Galaxy, just with Thor and Hulk instead.
Jeff Goldblum.
And Jeff Goldblum, yes,
I
naturally.
love his character. I'm so happy that you watched all those.
Yeah.
So you're
Finally.
hopping into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I am. I have determined Spider-Man's my favorite superhero.
Have you seen Avengers yet?
Only still the first one. I have not seen even Age of Ultron yet, much less Infinity War.
Oh man!
So I've got some movies to borrow from Robert.
Yes.
Don't worry, I'm not one of those people that'll borrow a stack of movies. It's one at a time, return and get the next one. It's Netflix style. But
It works.
if you're willing to let me,
Of course.
I might end up
Always.
asking for the MCU movies in order that they were released, so I can watch them in order. But Ashley's going to school again now, so I don't know when that's going to happen.
Well, the thing is, with both of them, I have the the collector sets that came out for each phase.
Oh, okay.
So I have Phase 1. It's like in a briefcase of the Tesseract from the first Avengers
Right.
movie. Then I got Phase 2, which was the orb from the first Guardians. So they're like collectors saying they
They're
have all the
themed.
movies in there.
Right.
So you would get
I gotcha.
you'd get like a set at once.
Gotcha.
Well, that's very exciting. Though.
I'm so happy.
So when are we all going to go see the new Avengers movie together?
Yeah, you need to be caught up before May of next year.
That's a tall ask.
Come on, that's like, what, 9 months?
It's like a movie a week.
Something like that?
Yeah, but
It's less than a movie a week.
like I said, I've been watching them with Ashley, and she just started school today for the term, so I don't know.
Right.
Also, Red Dead Redemption's coming out in a couple of months,
Very
right?
true. Yep.
And
Actually, next month.
oh yeah, it's October.
It's almost
Yeah.
a month away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
28th,
27th,
27th, whatever.
I think.
Coming out in October.
Late October.
The only other thing I did, I binge watched the first 9 episodes of Maniac on Netflix. Great show.
And I watched the first 3.
And I have seen none.
Maniac actually, makes an accidental segue into our main topic.
Oh.
Because it deals a lot with mental health, and I've been thinking a lot about mental health in gaming, but I want to hit on a small portion of it today. Finding peace and relaxation in games. There was a charity thing done on Twitch this month. It was Great Games Done Slow. And it was just all about playing relaxing games and donating to charity, kind of like the same way that the Games Done Quick things does, but it's all about relaxing and not having the stress of the time.
Wow.
To it. It was very cool theme to it, and I really like the idea too. And there are a lot of different ways that you can play relaxing games. Like, they don't always have to be, Stardew Valley. There can be a ton of different ways that you relax playing games, and I'll actually kick one off by talking about a game I've been talking about for 3 weeks now. Spider-Man is actually a very relaxing game. Up until the point where you're fighting Sable all the time. Most of the combat encounters, it's a pattern, and it's very satisfying just going in, jumping into the middle of a crowd and just hitting buttons as you're supposed to, and like the same way you would in Arkham. That just finding the pattern of that encounter, going through it from beginning to end. It's not stressful usually, and I find a lot of zen while playing that game, which is why I really couldn't stop playing it. I put it above this podcast for a little bit. It sucked me in that hard.
That's a good thing then.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't happen to you whatsoever.
No, I don't let anything get in the way of me editing this podcast and putting it out on Tuesdays, but that Spider-Man almost did. So,
Nice.
yeah. Do you guys normally, like, if you're trying to relax with a video game, I know Kyle plays a lot of WoW. I don't know if that's a relaxing game for you or if there's like a different type of game that you guys play to relax.
Well, I play WoW to mainly get away from other people.
That's relaxing, though, isn't it for you?
Well, yeah,
It is for me.
Basically, I like the world, the lore, exploring the story.
World of Lorecraft.
Yeah, I would say, I wouldn't play WoW to relax per se, because it can be kind of stressful when you're trying to find a group within the community to do the latest raid. Like, being a solo player, that was absolute hell.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Which is great when I found this guild, because we were able to group up and run a bunch of dungeons together one night last week. And it was great to feel like a part of a community again within the game. I didn't tell you guys this, but you might find the name funny. The guild's name is Aggressively Mediocre.
I like that.
I do too.
Which I feel like describes me perfectly. And my WoW style.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm so aggressive and getting the content done. But, along the way, I'm not perfect. So I can totally relate to that name.
Nice.
But more so than anything else, the games that I find most relaxing are the open world style games. Like you brought up Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like, I think for me, Zelda Breath of the Wild was a really relaxing game.
For me, it's the exact opposite.
Oh, really?
I get stressed out hardcore when I'm playing that game. Because it's like, I know what I'm supposed to do, but I want to go do that thing. But my map is telling me to go do the other thing, but I want to go do that thing.
Well, basically, I would spend my time in the game, like, knocking out everything in the zone.
Yeah.
So I would just kind of walk along and just, let things happen to me organically. As opposed to, searching and destroying. Search and seek and destroy,
Right.
Metallica reference.
The art style and the setting of Breath of the Wild is very, like, it's prone to get that kind of reaction, that relaxation reaction. That's a cool alliteration I didn't mean to do. But it is a cartoony style, and it does help, I think, relax. It didn't help me.
I mean, we kind of hit on this in the open world episode, but I think what I find most enjoyable and relaxing about that genre is that I can make my own story, and I'm not feeling rushed to explore or knock out all the story missions.
I gotcha.
I kind of just take my time and, discover things as they come up, like side quests or whatever, and knock those out before moving on to the story.
Yeah, I'd say that'd be the same for me in reference to open world games. Is whenever I just want to relax or just zen out, push the story aside, and I'll just start looking around, like for The Witcher, like all the question marks, all the places I haven't visited, and just keep waltzing around and uncovering different things. And that to me is relaxing.
I did have that feeling when I was playing Assassin's Creed Origins. Until I got really bored with the side content because it was super repetitive after
It can be,
70 hours or whatever. But yeah, for the most part, when I was playing that game, I felt relaxed, and I think I was drawn into that game so much, not because I liked it, but because I felt relaxed while I was playing it.
Yeah, I think there's a certain time limit. Like the first half of the game, when you're doing that, it's relaxing.
Yeah.
But then you're like in the back half, and you're like, okay, I just want to wrap this up and move on to the next game.
Yeah. God of War was coming out when I was playing that.
That's how I am with The Witcher right now. Saying that's why I want to start another game. I still want to beat it, but I'm at the point where it's like I'm ready to do something else now. But I know I'll never come back to it if I just stop completely. So
there was a new Animal Crossing game that was announced.
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be interested in that. I've never played Animal Crossing before.
I think you would enjoy it.
I
think really laid back game.
I think it's a game that, like Stardew, I would enjoy for a week.
Well, yeah,
and then
it does.
Touch again.
It gets repetitive, like any other game,
It's
like
meant
its genre.
to be, yeah.
Yeah.
Like sim games, I don't play any of those, but the thing that's actually gotten me away from even giving Cities Skylines a shot is that I own the base game and none of the DLC. And I want to play it with all the content, but I can't do it because I don't own the DLC, and I don't want to spend another $55-$60 to play a game that I already own. I run into that problem a lot. So I don't play too many sim or management games.
Not really, no. I don't at all.
There is one genre of game, sadly not going to be so much made anymore. Telltale Games did a fantastic job with their narrative-driven adventure games, and they are 90% shut down now.
Yeah, for those who aren't aware, they ran out of funding because of mismanagement, and they essentially had to let go of like all of their staff.
It was essentially 90% of their staff.
Skeleton crews left to
25
finish.
people left, I think.
Finishing Minecraft story mode.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they were doing. I actually read one thing, it came across my Twitter timeline today, and it actually really agitated me. There was some guy on the Steam forums that said that they need to, I'm assuming it was a guy, just because it's Steam forums. But
you never truly know.
This person said that if they truly were passionate about their project, they'd continue making it for free. And I'm like, first of all, and he compared it to modders and people that make indie games not making any money while that's not how business works.
Yeah.
That's a large studio in charge of who knows how many projects at the same time. And even to finish the last season of The Walking Dead, nobody could do that for free. There's no way. There's too much time. People have to move on and find another job. It irritated me. I almost yelled at my phone when I read that. It was dumb.
I have seen a lot of support for them on Twitter, though.
Yes.
A lot of people like saying, hey, I think one was Ubisoft, like San Francisco or something. They said, hey, we're going to have a lunch thing we're buying. Whoever wants to come and we'll talk about job
bring your
options.
resume.
That's really awesome.
That's
that
good
people
news.
are
It was
stepping up and doing
really cool to see that. And whenever a closure like that happens, it does always seem like the game development community comes together and says, hey, this guy's hiring, or if anybody knows of any jobs, use a hashtag something something, and it's always to do with to reference the studio that closed. But it's great to see the community come together and things like that. It sucks when entitled gamers think that they're owed something by these people that are doing it as a job, whether or not they're passionate about the job, which by the quality of Telltale Games, they obviously were passionate. You can do this for free. Just finish my game for me. I understand where they're coming from. They invested a lot of time and money into playing all the Walking Dead games, but you're not entitled to be able to finish it.
I mean,
I'm done. I'm getting off my soapbox. As
someone who did play the Walking Dead series, it's really sad news.
Yeah,
I love Clementine's story. I feel like it's so open, and it's going to end on a cliffhanger. It just really sucks.
Yeah,
I'm hoping there'll be like some kind of comic or graphic novel to tie up her story.
There probably would be, and I wouldn't even put it past another development studio to pick up the license.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly.
I was going to say, I know they were working on a Stranger Things game for Netflix, and I heard today that Netflix is now shopping that game around to a different studio.
Right,
So,
I read that too.
That could be interesting.
Some things are moving on. I'm personally very sad because I just got into Telltale Games with The Wolf Among Us.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
And
yeah.
I was super looking forward to the next chapter of that.
Season 2.
And, I mean, I'm sad I'm not going to get it, but that first season was so great, so I can always go back and play it. And that was a very relaxing game for me.
Yeah.
So.
They pioneered a genre, a sub-genre of adventure game.
Mm-hmm.
And other people are still doing it. Don't Nod is still making Life is Strange. Stuff like that, but Telltale will be missed.
Yeah.
They will. Yeah, I loved Tales from the Borderlands personally.
That was a very fun game.
That was, like, I really hold Borderlands high. I know you don't like the game so much.
I loved the first one.
But the Tales from the Borderlands just took what made Borderlands writing so good and like really like emphasized what worked about Borderlands.
Yeah.
Like the character nuances and the writing was just spot on. I felt like it was one of the funniest games I've played in a long time outside of, the main games. And I feel like it would have been really great to see a sequel to that. But now we'll probably never get one.
Yeah, what could have been. It's sad.
Even the Game of Thrones one was pretty awesome. I know you played a little bit of that, Kevin.
I played... There were 6 episodes in that one?
Yeah.
I played 5 episodes of it.
Mhm.
Just like I played 3 episodes of the 5 from Tales of the Borderlands. I've never finished one of those. I played 3 out of 5 in Life is Strange. I've never finished one of those games.
I think I'm going to go back and dive into the ones I haven't played yet, the Guardians and the Batman series.
I want to play the Batman ones.
The Batman ones I've heard really good things about. I think the Guardians ones might be skippable. But I don't know. I'm a newly found Marvel geek, apparently. Or a budding Marvel geek.
Newly baptized.
Yes. I'm whatever the Marvel version of a Padawan might be.
There you go.
Sidekick. There we go.
Nice.
I'm a sidekick.
Do you guys find adventure games like that to be relaxing?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about Wolf Among Us. It's a game I could not put too much effort into.
Yeah,
because you're just doing,
even the quick
prompts.
time events don't even pull me out of that relaxation mode, really, because they're inconsequential if you miss them for the most part. So yeah, they're super relaxing games, and because of the way that, specifically with Telltale, the way that they wrote the games, they were super engrossing, and it felt like playing a bit of an interactive movie or an interactive TV show. And I get down with some binge watching TV shows, so binge watching, Walking Dead or Game of Thrones, or even though I don't like the TV show The Walking Dead, I haven't played the games. I'll probably end up giving those games a shot now that I know it's
That's
final,
it.
it's
Yeah.
done. Might go through and try to binge play. Is that a thing?
binge play.
Can you binge play?
That could be a thing.
I'm going to binge
It
play
is now.
as many of the
I like
Telltale games that as I can.
Hashtag.
I own a lot of them.
I know I own, and they're mostly because they were free at
PSN?
one point or another on
Or PS
Xbox.
Plus. Oh, Xbox.
Yeah, and so I know I own the first 2 seasons of The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us, obviously. I think that's it, actually. But yeah.
So, like, it's kind of weird. With music that I listen to relax, I love to listen to, like, Pantera, Metallica, Slayer, Dio. I listen to, like, thrash metal and heavy metal to relax. I also like to play action games to relax.
Oh, yeah.
Games like Doom,
Absolutely.
like fast-paced Doom, Wolfenstein, like the older Dooms and Wolfensteins, because I haven't played much of the newer ones. But the game that I was talking about a couple weeks ago called Rack, it's like an arcadey first-person shooter. Borderlands to an extent. When I start having to think about upgrading gear and stats and stuff, I start to not be as relaxed and more vested in the game. But I do find action games to be very relaxing for me, because I can just zone out. Zen out? I'm going to say zen,
Zen
out. Yeah. Zen out with my pen out. Pen, with the pen out, because I always have a pen on me. And yeah, there's fast-paced stuff. I don't know what it is about it, but it relaxes me.
I can kind of see that point of view, because this is why I play scary games. I feel like...
Are those relaxing to you?
well, I mean, they're stressful situations, but when you conquer the fear
Okay.
and you eliminate the enemy or overcome
the obstacle,
Yeah.
the objective.
Like, it's like a huge burden of relief. It's like, oh, yes.
But it's not overall relaxing, is it?
Well, I mean, at the very ending of the game, you're like, whew! I did it! I can relax now.
It leads to a great relaxation.
That's how I felt when I finished playing Alien Isolation.
Gotcha.
That game was not relaxing. That's like
I
the
wouldn't think
antithesis of
Yeah.
relaxation.
Yeah.
Man, that was a crazy game. Whew. I'm trying really hard not to swear.
I appreciate that.
But I don't know. What I enjoy about survival horror stuff like Silent Hill games like that is the atmosphere. I feel like if I can get immersed in the game, like I forget about everything else around me.
That
In the
seems
real
to be
world.
how you are with pretty much any video game that you
Well,
can get.
there's games that do it better than others.
No, what I'm saying is that's what you look for in games.
Well, yeah,
Is to get
yeah.
immersed fully, like in the environment and the storytelling.
Oh yeah, like Bloodborne, like that was fantastic. Like there's a lot of challenges in that game, but when you experience that thrill of eliminating that boss in particular, the rush of adrenaline
Yeah.
combined with victory dance, it just I don't actually do a victory dance, but I would do it in my heart.
I'm gonna picture it anyways.
I do it in my soul. Like it just feels so awesome. Like it's a really good stress reliever.
I enjoy relaxing with Spelunky. I feel like an insane person saying that out loud because of just the frantic nature of Spelunky in general. But I get lost when I play that game, like in my mind, I suppose. I get really sucked in and invested in just sitting down and replaying over and over again. It's relaxing. I don't know why.
I can see that. Like there's a trance that kind of puts you under while you play the game.
I
Like
suppose.
with Binding of Isaac, like it's so.
That game's stressful for me.
Well, it can be, but there's times where you're just in the zone, and you feel like you're one with the game, and you just.
I don't think I ever
feel-
felt that with that game, with Isaac.
Really?
Yeah.
Like when you have like the ultimate run where it's so easy.
No, that just feels like I'm walking on the game.
Oh,
I mean, it's not relaxing to me for. See, that's the thing. That's why I wasn't understanding why I relaxed with Spelunky, because there's no other
Well,
game of that genre that I relax
it's kind of
with.
like the game puts you in a state where you're kind of like cognitive, but at the same time you're like the game's embellished through you, like by your playstyle.
Like you have no idea how you're doing the things in the game that you're doing, but your fingers know what to do.
Yeah, like
even
the
if your
muscle
brain's
memory.
not registering it. Yes.
Like you feel like you know exactly what you're doing without even knowing it.
That's how it used to be with me in like Rock Band or Guitar Hero.
oh my goodness.
Oh, that's a good
when I
example.
played.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
those
great
were
example.
back in
Exactly.
the day. Those were great zone out games for
That's-
me. Because
Stress relief for me after work.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah, so many
playing on
nights.
hard, and then you don't know how you're doing all
Uh-huh.
the things, but you're doing it, and then you're like, wow. It's- yeah,
I'm a pro at this plastic guitar with 5 buttons.
that makes me kind of want to break it out and play a couple songs.
So Wii Fit was not a relaxing game.
I don't think it was meant to be, though. I think that was the point, was for it to not be relaxing.
Whoa, that's a good point.
What?
What was with the Keanu Reeves? Whoa!
You blew my mind
Did you think it was meant to be a relaxing game?
because it's yoga,
Well, it's also
Yeah.
like other
but it's
stuff.
physical, and that's where I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
You just blew my mind. That's a good point.
I'm glad I could be here.
It's
for
physically
you, Kyle.
strenuous. It's not
It is.
relaxing.
It is.
But there was like yoga portions that where you were having to breathe properly, and I was like, "That's not relaxing."
It's true.
I don't like yoga.
I don't know if I do because I've never tried it.
Yeah.
It's not fun, especially as an overweight person.
Do you guys meditate? Have you ever tried meditating?
I meditate by playing video games.
No, I've never tried.
I have. It hasn't worked for
No?
me, but it's because whenever I've tried it, it's when my mind is super active
Yeah,
and I just can't shut it off. And I,
can't
try
clear
doing
my
that.
mind. I always have something.
I don't have the.
Are you referring to like the youth group days?
No, I am not.
Oh, okay, so more recent then.
Yeah, in
Oh.
my adult life. Yeah,
How's that been working?
that's what I just said. It
It
doesn't.
hasn't.
I've tried it a couple of times. Just nights that I can't go to sleep or whatever. Are you here with us, Kyle?
Have you tried ASMR?
No, I have not.
He didn't even know what it was till what, a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
Like
2 or 3
there's
weeks ago,
streams of it on Twitch and
Yeah,
stuff. Like you could try that.
I think I'd rather just play a game. That kind of stuff, especially if it's live, it freaks me out.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's weird.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of it.
Well, what ones are you listening to?
Just music and
Oh, okay.
like
Not like
meditating.
actual people doing it.
No, gosh, no, that's too real, man. People
I don't
can't
know.
be involved with that.
I tried
when
it once or twice. It was pretty fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, like you have these headphones on, and basically they'll make noises. Like,
I understand the concept.
like
of it.
they'll make a setting for you to like relax in.
Mhm.
Like they'll have like
It's guided meditation.
yeah, basically, and they'll make noises like you're walking in a forest or something, or
I'm just getting
you're
crawls
like
up my spine right now.
listening to
I
a
think that's the
waterfall.
point of ASMR.
Yeah,
It's
Really?
supposed to give you the tingles.
it's supposed to. Yeah, and I don't like it.
You don't like the tingles?
Not in that way. No.
No, but you can't even conjure up the
Kevin
tingles
is
yourself.
rocking back and forth.
It's,
What's wrong with the tingles?
I need to relax.
The tingles mean you're having a high.
Or it's just a sound that doesn't bode well for your ears.
Are you talking about the one that goes up and down your spine?
Yes.
That's like your nerves, like your nerve check.
I don't like other people causing me to do that with sounds. In
But
my
that's like
ears.
super relaxing.
For some people.
But why?
It's okay. He doesn't. It's okay to like your thing, Kyle. And for
No,
Kevin
I'm
not
just
to like
I'm naturally curious.
I've never tried it.
What
Maybe
about
I'll
you?
have to try it sometime.
Have you felt the tingles?
No,
Why not?
I haven't tried. I don't want to.
It's like
I just find it weird, people being so close to a microphone and
Yeah.
doing things. And
I think
it's-
that's why
want to
people
try
pray
that.
it's
to like
the thought of it weirds me out.
I think that's what people feel when they praise. They feel the tingles and they mistake that for a message from God or something.
I can say that happens.
Yeah, right?
You and I went to church together when
Yeah.
we were in our younger days.
Like we danced and frolicked and stuff.
Well, you don't want to... Don't demean people that believe in stuff. People
Well,
can believe whatever they want
Robert's
to believe.
just like,
It's-
what?
They could be right just as much as we could be.
I just think that was a funny word choice.
Well, Kevin knows what I'm talking about.
This conversation got off the rails a little bit.
I'm sorry. I just find the topic fascinating, like how people reach that zen within themselves. Like I imagine that's what a lot of Indian people feel when they have the various deities, like Buddhist monks and Hinduism and stuff like that. I find religion personally
Fascinating, yeah.
Yeah, like if you get me talking about it, I can talk about it all day.
See, that's something I've always wanted to do. Is I think I've talked to each of you guys individually about this,
Yeah.
but I've always wanted to go to just random parts of the world. Excuse me, random parts of the world, and
Just immerse yourself in the culture.
learn about their culture,
Yeah.
learn about their religion, and document it and learn as much as I can about the world. I've always wanted to do something like that.
This
It
is why
fascinating.
I enjoy games like Silent Hill and whatnot, because they delve into that subject matter.
Gotcha.
That's what I find appealing about those types of games.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like Dead Space, they have also another one. They have a religion they have in the game called Unitology. And it's just really cool to see how that's like broken down. Like from it being a man-made religion to how it applies to people who live on the various stations in the game.
Interesting.
Like it's a really cool game. That's why I love it so much.
I think that was one of my favorite things about Battlestar Galactica was how they intertwined religion with the science,
Oh yeah.
and even Stargate. I talk about Stargate a lot. The entire premise of the show is based on religion, but that was so weird. Video games.
Yeah, didn't mean to derail that. Sorry, guys. But I think it's a subject that can relate to everybody.
Yeah.
And I think in video games, you see it often enough for it to be brought up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the tingles, guys.
I don't want those tingles.
You gotta try it sometime.
I might. I just don't. I don't think I'm gonna find it relaxing.
Tell you what, we can pick a weekend. We'll both try it over the weekend individually.
Okay,
and we'll
thank
come
you.
In
back
the same
and we'll
location.
talk about our experiences, and Kyle can judge us. One
No,
way or the other.
I'll be your prophet. I'll be your.
You'll be our guide.
Yeah, I'll be your spirit guide. I'll show you how to meditate.
I don't know if I feel comfortable with that.
Dang.
You got so offended there.
Well, it's really cool. Like,
I think you're in the wrong line of work, buddy.
well, I've been in the wrong line of lots of things.
I like this.
I was going to the bank and I was in the wrong line for the ATM.
There you go. Stuff like that, you know?
I actually did that once. I went to the bank and I was accidentally in the merchant teller's line. For like making deposits for businesses and stuff.
You know, like you get into the line where it's 15 items or less and you have 16 items.
I'm pretty sure that doesn't matter. Unless you're a stickler for rules, but that's not relaxing.
No, it's not.
Do you find the podcast to be relaxing? Because I do.
In the moment, yes.
Editing it, no.
Editing it and like putting myself in a time crunch to get it up by Tuesday. Not always the easiest, especially when we record on a Monday night and I have to work Tuesday.
Indeed.
There are a lot of different ways that video games and apparently other things in life can lead one to relaxing, but that's just one of the reasons why I play video games is to find that relaxation state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a way to escape from all the trials and tribulations of the outside world.
Yeah.
And I think to go even beyond that, I think what gaming does for us as a tool is that it empowers us to feel like we have control over something in our lives, because a lot of the time we really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, we live in a society where it's so advanced. Like, it's really hard to feel like you have like an expression or like a capability of expression. I know that's not true, but I'm saying you can feel that way. Like how you're bringing up mental health.
Yeah.
And how Maniac, the TV show, kind of emphasizes that. Like, I feel like a lot of games empower you by having you express your will. That I think that's what a lot of us feel when we're playing the game. Or whatever game you
I can
end up
see
playing.
that. I can see that for a lot of people. Yeah.
Like, I know certain genres are different, but, you know, I've always found a lot of enjoyment from, like, puzzle games. Like Tetris. You know,
the
stuff like
satisfaction of solving a puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it becomes such a staple in the whole concept of gaming. Like, you have a puzzle even in, like, games like Spider-Man, probably. I assume.
Yeah, there's the sequencing puzzles and then the puzzles with the power lines. And
Yeah.
Like, one of my favorite parts about the Assassin's Creed games earlier on were the Templar puzzles. I can't remember what they're called. But, you know, you'd have to, like, solve mysteries.
I remember those, yeah.
I don't remember these.
I think they're... I barely remember the first game, so I don't remember if they were in that, but the second one, they were in that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you had to find, like, glyphs or whatever, and then it would go into a menu.
Oh, yeah.
And then you would have to, like, rearrange things or something like that.
Yeah, and then at some point
It's been a long time.
later on in the games, I think, like...
They don't do that anymore, really.
Was it 3?
I think 3 was, like, the last one.
Yeah, where you jumped in and when you found the glyph or whatever, you had to do the 3D
platforming.
puzzle. 3D platforming puzzles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care for those.
It's been a long time.
I mean, it's kind of like a 50-50, because there are puzzle games, like I mentioned Professor Layton, where I intentionally stressed myself out because I chose to play that way. I probably would have found it more relaxing if I didn't play it so vigorously.
Of my favorite things to listen to on this podcast was you talking about how you get all the hint coins, use all the hint coins, and then end up looking it up online, reload your save, and get the hint coins back and solve the puzzle, and then you get that sense of accomplishment.
Exactly.
After reading it online,
I was
how to
like,
do it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of games that we can zone out to.
Self-delusion.
And help relax and meditate. What kind of games do you guys play to relax? Let us know. Hit us up on Twitter at Pushing Buttons P. Check out the website. If you have any suggestions for what we should put on the website, just let us know. Shoot us an email, Kevin at pushingbuttonspodcast.com, or get a hold of us on Twitter, like I've already said. Like, comment, subscribe, however you're listening to this podcast. Thank you for listening to this podcast. We will be back at you next Tuesday with another episode. Until next time, thanks for listening.
Adios.
Relax and good night.
Live